Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here with a battle from Matt. Alright, I actually really like that combo. Yveltal with Klefki. What that happens is that you're going to get that dark boost, and then you can use foul play for much higher damage, and that's a pretty awesome thing. So we're going to see how the rest of this works. Matt just says he wants to use those unused legendaries. I mean, Ho-oh, I feel, is a secret OP Pokemon, so maybe we'll get to see some of that. Yveltal has some nice comboing with other dark-type Pokemon, but does leave you somewhat vulnerable. I don't feel there's a lot of dark hate though, except for the Xerneas, which is a problem. It's a really weird meta right now, and the Crobat Groudon, that is the worst thing that Klefki could go up against ever. Because Klefki, it doesn't get the paralyzed Groudon. It gets hurt by its dual stab on the Groudon. Crobat, it has Taunt, it has Quick Guard, it has all forms of stupidity. And I think that's a problem because, like, the dual prankster or any prankster is very strong in this meta. You're just turning the outright offense against itself, but then everyone's running Crobat now because it works really well to stop that. Very unfortunate right there. And Groudon's protecting itself, so that tells me Crobat is going for the Tailwind. So we're going to see how this ends up playing out. Crobat's paralyzed, and it has a Lumberry. Alright, no Focus Sash at least. But that's silly. Lumberry Crobat, free Tailwind. Just like that, and now Groudon's ready to do some shenanigans, and Crobat has a Quick Guard, so that's it. It's like Quick Guard, Taunt, Pranksters don't get to do anything. Yveltal's Sucker Punch doesn't even get to damage the Groudon. Super unfortunate. We get the light screen up though. That's one thing about it. If you see the Tailwind next to Groudon, you know it's going to be special on that eruption. Klefki though, I don't think, yeah, he's not surviving it. Even with the light screen, you can knock out that Klefki twice over with the eruption at that range of damage, and in comes Ho-oh. So Ho-oh at least kind of gets to do something against it, and Yveltal's going to go for the Protect. And there's really not much you can do against it, actually. So Crobat's got the Super Fang, and then that's going to do a pretty nice chunk to the Ho-oh. Groudon's got Eruption, Yveltal's going to Protect at least, and then now we're going to see that damage. Not a lot on the Ho-oh, fortunately. And then Ho-oh goes for the tail. Alright, so it's a mirror of the opponent's first turn. Now we're protecting to set up the Tailwind after they protected to set up the Tailwind. And then that's going to be leftovers on the Ho-oh. But now, we need to get damage on the Groudon. So Yveltal's actually going to switch out. That'll happen. And that's the thing about Groudon. You can't burn it just in case it's physical. You can't paralyze it to slow it down. You can't swagger it or it's going to counter sweep you. Salamence, the Intimidate doesn't really mean anything if it's going to be Eruption. And Crobat's just going to get that Super Fang onto Salamence now. That took a lot out for free, but there's the Eruption. So did Salamence come in safely enough with that not very effective hit? They're just barely hanging on. So now this is where things start to get pretty interesting right here, because Crobat is a really fast Pokemon, but I believe their Tailwind is wearing off this turn. Or, yeah, there goes the Tailwind. So now we get the Mega Salamence to at least try to dunk something. The Double Edge will actually cause Salamence to go down, but it will take out the Crobat. Depending, oh, he's got the Hyper Voice. Alright, so Special. I don't feel that that's going to be enough damage. Ho-oh's got the Earth Power though, so that will turn it into enough damage. There we go. Oh, nope, never mind. Forget what I said. So Crobat's going to reset that Tailwind, but Groudon doesn't have any Eruption damage. However, it still has probably Earth Power. Wow, he's still staying on that Eruption. Will it be enough to knock out the Salamence? No, it will not. That actually was 1 damage. I think the opponent severely overestimated the amount he would do. Salamence is going to Protect on this turn, though. Stalling out the Tailwind a bit. Going to try to deal with the Crobat since, yeah, okay, Ho-oh's going to avoid that. Groudon with the Overheat. Salamence is going to Protect. There we go. And there's the Sacred Fire. So Sacred Fire onto the Crobat will be enough to knock it out. So we got a weird mix on this Ho-oh. And I wonder if, like, there were damage calculations done. Like, alright, if I give my Ho-oh this many special attack, and then I'm going for the Hyper Voice onto the average Groudon, will it knock out? It looks like it was a very, very low chance damage roll, like, right there. If not, it was just, like, severe coincidence. We're going to see how that plays out. So Xerneas is going to Protect on this turn. Ooh, that's going to bait out the Salamence to not really do too much, is what I'm guessing. So Groudon with the Overheat. Tailwind Overheat. Oh, that's going to aim for the Salamence, and that will knock it out. So at least Xerneas didn't get set up this turn. That's kind of what matters right there. We get to see what Ho-oh does, because now Groudon is absolutely useless. So Xerneas is protecting itself, throwing a Sacred Fire at it, probably the best option, because you know Groudon is going to take out the Salamence. Eruption doesn't do anything, now it can't Overheat worth anything. So yeah, Yveltal comes in against the Xerneas. So the Dark Aura is going to be pretty interesting in this situation, and then that's going to be a Protect. So Was it Moonblast? Was it Geomancy? Ah, went for the Dazzling Gleam. And there is so much lag. We have all these big birds flapping around. We have sunlight, and man, that game is looking laggy. So Yveltal is protecting the overheat. Ho-oh resets the Tailwind just to make sure that we get those outspeeds. We kind of finish this one off really well. But how are we going to deal with the Xerneas enough? That's going to be the tricky one right there. So Ho-oh survives. Tailwind peters out for the opponent. Xerneas is going to protect. So this is the free turn on Groudon. This is like the time. So Yveltal goes for the knockoff. Don't get to knock off that White Herb, but the Earth Power, that was at least headed for the Groudon, and that will knock it out. So we're in a really weird, even situation right now. Alright, so that's going to be Kangaskhan entering the battle right now, and this is weird because, yeah, since it's the special battle format that mimics VGC, there's only 15 minutes, so we don't have many turns left in this battle, even though it's still like a hot and close Pokemon battle. I don't know if the opponent was like trying to time stall in these last couple turns, because he has the advantage. If he eats up as much time as he can, then he's going to cheat the game and win like that. So Yveltal is going to flinch right there. Ho has Sacred Fire. 50% chance of burn, so at least the Sacred Fire is looking optimal. There we go. So Kangaskhan somewhat shut down. Xerneas has the Geomancy. So this is his turn to get that free Geomancy. Yeah, the Fake Out turn into that is pretty ferocious. And I don't think the opponent's team could get any more standard than this. Like, the Crobat has, I think, climbed to the 5th most or 6th most used Pokemon with the Groudon, the Xerneas, and the Kangaskhan. So it's looking kind of scary right now, but maybe we can still pull it through. And I think that that's another problem with the way the format is. Like, now I'm just going rant about how the time limit has always been terrible in Pokemon. Yeah, giving us that 15 minutes. If the opponent just wants to stall it out, you eat up turns on the Kangaskhan, you eat up turns on the Geomancy, and then you just need like one double sweeping turn from power and you win. So Yveltal is going to protect from the Dazzling Gleam, and that's going to be interesting right there, because now Ho-oh gets another Sacred Fire onto the Kangaskhan. So Kangaskhan's going to take enough to not go down out of the burn, and he has Frustration. So the Frustration, actually, wow, this Ho-oh is super tanky. I know the Kangaskhan's burned, but he's still not taking really too much damage. And here's where things start to get crazy. So, does the Tailwind peter out this turn? Oh wow, Kangaskhan does go down to the burn. Must have been like the very edge of damage to go down, because it seemed like he still had a pretty nice amount. So there's Tailwind, which means Yveltal's go throughout the Sucker Punch. He's trying to get the slightest bits of damage on. Wow, that actually hurt pretty hard for a not very effective hit. Like, I know Xerneas is tanky and whatnot, but that's a very helpful amount of damage right there. And if we get the burn on top of the Sacred Fire, that can be really nice. That hurts though. Oh my goodness. So yeah, Ho-oh's going to go for the recover. That's right, because now that Yveltal's gone, the damage isn't split anymore. So it's just like a recover into leftover stall, trying to heal up a little bit of damage, chip in some damage, and heal it up. I mean, this battle would play out naturally really well. So that's going to be the Moonblast. Now the single target damage for even more is going to come down. And this is what the timer forces. It's forcing just very, very indirect play, because whoever has the most hit points, which should be the Ho-oh now, is actually going to win. Because Xerneas doesn't have the sustain, and then the recover's going to do that. But I'm pretty sure the Ho-oh would still win this one out anyways. Like, you just recover enough, and see, it's not even doing half. So eventually, you would sneak into Sacred Fire, you would have a chance to get the burn, recover back up to full, sneak in the Sacred Fire. So the battle would have played out to where Ho-oh wins anyways. And that's looking like it. So Xerneas, actually, it's funny because since he used the speed boosting, he's actually going to be faster, which gives Ho-oh a chance to recover back up to full and win the battle. It's a thing. Like, this is kind of an awkward thing. The time has run out, the battle is over, and that's going to be a win with an Yveltal and a Ho-oh doing some cool stuff. I mean, Ho-oh does shut down the Kangaskhan pretty well, and it did put out some good damage. I wish we saw more of the Klefki, but Klefki unfortunately just does not get a chance when there's that much hate on the field. If you guys enjoyed this video, battle from Matt, cool stuff, unused Pokemon, and it beat one of the most common teams. Hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope you all have a nice day. Thank you for watching.